obviously it blows me up. Hey, doesn't blow me up. Awesome. I am in inductive puzzle mode right now. It hasn't been communicated to me how this guy... Oh. Never mind. It has. I love you. I mean, it still was. It was still inductively driven stuff, but it wasn't that difficult to solve. Like, they didn't say, get on top of him, then click above, and you will fly up. They just said, hey, look at this blowy guy. What are you gonna do? I love you. Can I blow while in the air? Oh, I can. I can talk while in the air. Okay, I am going to iterate once again with this puzzle. But before I do that, I realized something from my last video. There's a mouse on screen that I can see. So when I point, right now I'm pointing at the red switch. Right now I'm pointing at hate, at love, but you cannot see it when Fraps records this. Now I do have Camtasia, but I don't like using Camtasia if I don't have to. I like Fraps better. Like if I use Camtasia, then I have to. If I want to edit the video, then my options are either using the Camtasia video editor, or then converting the file to a format that I can then edit with Sony Vegas Pro. I like Vegas Pro better than Camtasia's video editor, so it takes more time if I use Camtasia. That's why I only use Camtasia if the game I want to record cannot be recorded with Fraps for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm going to such extent explaining this. What I want to say, God, I've spent like 2 years explaining something that's completely irrelevant to the point, which is you can't see this thing that I can see. And so I saw myself in the last video talking as if you could, but you can't. So there was a lot of confusion, I bet, as to what I was referring to. I would say things like here, there, and you're like, well, where's here, where's there? So now I realize I have to speak a bit. Since I'm not going to use Camtasia, and I don't want to add extra elements to editing because it'll take too much time and I don't really care that much. I need to speak a bit better, more descriptive. I'd rather improve that. I'd rather just improve my ability to speak with better descriptions and accommodate the lack of something that I can use to point with the words I use. Now I have revised a little bit the skills I have developed in how to dissect and then to unpack and repack the aha moments. And this is what I have so far. So the goal is still the same. That's pretty simple. It's not going to change. I know, I understand that completely. But the unknown and the knowns have changed a little bit. I now am referring to the unknown as a path from my current state, which is not on top of this red button, to getting on top of that red button. The path in between now and the goal is unknown. And I choose the word path because it illustrates an adventure. It illustrates a process. It illustrates a series of events. And it illustrates me sometimes having to go back to the beginning of the path and starting over, which is what happens when you play this game. As you approach an aha moment, you don't just start from square one, from zero, and then go straight to the aha moment. You go along the path a little bit, and then you realize the strategy you used was not correct, and you fail. But then you learn some stuff, and you start over. So there is this iterative process that only makes sense to me if I view the unknown as a path. So this is the language that I'm going to be using. So I'm referring to the unknown. I'm going to be referring to it as a path in general. And then as far as the knowns are concerned, I want to come up with a better term for that. I don't know what it is yet. I still feel like there's things that I'm not fully understanding about the knowns, especially in terms of discovering them, how I realize new knowns, and I see knowns from a new perspective, which then changes their shape a little bit and how I use them. See, that is such a transformative process. Just saying knowns doesn't express that meaning. So I'm still going to figure that out. Right now, I have some new knowns. As I'm going to illustrate now, I have some new knowns. I do know that this pot thing that is shaking right next to love, he blows air. And I know I want to get in that, because that will allow me to float up and then step on the switch. So this puzzle does not seem, I don't think this puzzle will be too difficult, because with that one piece of knowledge, path is pretty much clear to me.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
No. Hey, you stay there.
I
Moves the
love
last guy, and I'm good to go. See, that was pretty easy. With one piece of knowledge, I was able to solve the whole thing. So to me, that path I would consider incredibly short, because it only took one piece of knowledge to see it, the entire thing clearly, and to know exactly how to cross it. You can almost measure the length of a path by the amount of information you need to cross it. So then we're getting numerical, and then you can say, oh, so you need 5 pieces of information. Once you have those 5 pieces of information, you can cross the path. But then there's also the case that still works, but then you also need to consider that maybe one of those pieces of information you are not understanding correctly. And so you may have the 5 pieces that you need, but you may not understand them correctly. I like that though. That's where the experiment and failure aspect comes into play. That's why it's so powerful. Walking along the path and then failing allows you to do 2 things so far. Accumulate the necessary pieces of information, and it also allows you to understand them correctly from the right perspective. So far, those are the 2 things that I feel happen. So here, there is no new information here. Of course, there's not going to be. There's not going to be new information from the get-go. New information only occurs through experience. So technically, I should be able to figure out how to reach the goal with that red switch with what information I have, unless this puzzle will introduce to me new information or a new perspective of looking at information I already have. I'll never know that until I do it. If I can devise a plan to get to the goal with the information I currently have, then I can safely assume this puzzle will not introduce to me new information or a new perspective looking at my old information. So I'm going to try to think of it right now. Okay, I have devised a plan. I've used only knowledge that I know to try to solve this. And so I'm going to attempt to do it now. And if I fail, it means one of 2 things. I'm lacking a piece of information necessary, or I'm not viewing a piece of information that I have correctly. So let's see.
I love you. I love you.
Oh, I messed up. There we go. I almost did it. See, I have to go back. I have to. Do you know where my mistake is? It should not be love here and hate here. It should be the other way around. Yep. Everything here is correct except for this part right here. So this piece of information, having love here, hate here, is incorrect. So what is this? Is this a piece of information that I'm lacking, or an incorrect way of viewing a piece of information that I have? I would say an incorrect way of viewing a piece of information that I have, but it's easily fixable by just doing that.
I love you.
I hate you.
Now I can solve it. Almost got it. Very, very interesting. So now I have a question. What advantage do I have with understanding the aha moment by first seeing if I can solve the puzzle with what I currently have? Because remember, the aha moment can only occur when you don't know something. You don't say, aha, if you know it from the very beginning. So it seems you have to fail. For an aha moment to occur, failure must occur at least once. Aha doesn't occur if you're not emotionally invested. Emotional investment doesn't occur unless you want something. And you can't want something if you don't even struggle to get it. Is it possible to have an aha moment without experiencing a mistake physically? So in this case, the physical part would be I actually play the level, and then midway through, I make a mistake. Then I play the level again, and I keep doing that until I finally understand what the mistake is. Can I have an aha moment that way? Is an aha moment only possible that way, or is it also possible to have an aha moment just in my mind? So I don't even touch the physical part of this game. I just look at it. I study everything. I play every scenario out in my mind first. Once I'm confident that I have a solution, then I try it. And then say I complete the goal. I cross the path of the unknown with 0 hiccups. Does it still qualify as an aha moment if every struggle and every moment, everything that I don't understand is solved within my mind and not within the physical world? If the experience is limited to my mind, is it an aha moment still? You have to understand, aha means aha. Struggle, that entails struggle. So yes, you still can have an aha moment in your mind, but the more diverse of experience you have, the more emotion you're going to have attached to it. Definitely, I agree with that. So if I first struggle in my mind to have my initial plan, and then I also struggle in the physical execution of it, my aha moment is going to be much more powerful than if it's just in my mind, and then I perform perfectly. This is a fact. The more struggle, the more failure that occurs before success, the more powerful the aha moment is going to be. So aha moments are emotional experiences. Done. They're emotional experiences. Understanding that clue, that key piece of information, either understanding the new piece of information or finally seeing the old piece of information from the right point of view is an emotional experience. And learning occurs the best in that type of experience. So right now I'm trying to dissect those moments so that I can recreate them, because then that will guarantee people will want to learn. That part I'm kind of confused about right now. Okay, I did my analysis of this level, and I'm predicting that love is the one that hits the switch. I'm predicting this aha moment to be non-existent, because there wasn't a single struggle. Let's see.
I love you.
Hate you.
Oh shit! New piece of information I did not know just occurred right here. My plan was foiled. Failure occurred because a new piece of information was introduced. Wow, that's so beautiful. Yeah, that's interesting. It can't hold 2 people. The streams of air from these pot creatures cannot hold 2 people. Did not know that. Now I do. The interesting thing is this new piece of information that I learned. The failure that occurred due to the lack of it will not require me to start over. Just need to do
I
this.
love you.
Hate you. Hate you. Hate you.
See? Didn't have to start over. But that's still fascinating. Man. New piece of information acquired. Starting over is not required. See, I could have, but I didn't have to. But sometimes you have to. Did you define that as an aha moment? It was an aha moment. Like, I didn't know that, but it wasn't a very aha moment because I didn't have to start over. Yeah, starting over definitely increases the aha-ness of the moment. I was more excited there about discovering a new piece of information than I was about anything else. This is so interesting. Okay, I think I'm done right now.